A very good morning to the chairman of FIMM, Encik Rizal, board members of FIMM, my fellow team from the FIMM as well, representatives and speakers from the Securities Commission, Employees Provident Fund, Bank Negara, SSM, FPAM, AKPK, MFPC, ICMR, and the Hong Kong Investment Fund Association. Not forgetting esteemed speakers, UTS and PRS consultants, members and distributors, and the 2,600 people who have registered for our event today. Thank you very much for your support and making this one of our biggest, if not the biggest, turnout we have had in a long time. My name is Kaleon, and I'm the CEO of FIMM, and I would like to thank you again for attending our 2022 virtual FIMM Annual Convention and Industry Education Series. I have been allotted 10 minutes to greet you hello, and I plan to say hello by sharing with you 10 key highlights over the past 12 months. So this is not in any particular order, but rather as a countdown to share with you 10 key highlights that we have done over the last 12 months. And I would like to begin on a high note. Like Encik Rizal has shared earlier, the resiliency of consultants over the last 24 months have been remarkable, and that has resulted in us seeing a net increment of consultants' numbers from 2020 to 2021, whereby there were 7,500 new consultants that have joined the industry. We would like to think of this job creation event as something very positive, and it does shed a positive light to the unit trust and private retirement scheme industry as a form of employment. Next, we have the FIMM electronic magazine. Some of you all will probably be around here long enough to remember that we used to have hard copies of our magazine called FIMM Today. And those days, we only managed to, or our subsidy was only enough for us to print out 200 copies. But thanks to this digital transformation, we have managed to come up with 6 editions of our electronic magazine since 2020, whereby we are now hitting readership online of about 50 times, which translates to 5,000 to 10,000 readership per issue. Not forgetting that for consultants who are in need of CPD points, by just reading our electronic magazine would entitle you to qualify for 4 CPD points. Number 8 on our list is basically investor education. Last year, we embarked on a media tie-up with the Sun Daily to come up with more unit trust educational contents. And from that 6 articles, we managed to garner a viewership of more than 500,000 people. And this is something that we will be doing more. We've got some BM articles in the works. So just watch this space where we are going not just on the digital front, but also on a hard copy front. Item number 7 relates to our weekly recap. Some of you all may have already seen this on YouTube. And it's happening on a weekly basis, whereby we share not just local developments in the fund management industry as well as the capital market, but also global updates. So this is something that we hope will educate not just investors, but also the public at large in terms of developments when it comes to unit trust and private retirement scheme matters. Item number 6 is on the complaints handling process. The number of complaints have risen over the last 4 years. And it's not because that there are many cases out there that have gone unnoticed, but rather because we have broadened our net to ensure that all complaints, whether it comes to us directly or indirectly or through referrals, are being addressed. This year itself, we came out with a complaint handling system that enables investors to lodge their complaints with us in a more easier manner. Item number 5 relates to the FIMM regulatory training on code of ethics. Since the pandemic, we have gone digital on many fronts, and one good thing that came out of it is this regulatory training that we have been conducting with consultants. In the past, we used to have only about 800 to 1,000 consultants who attended our training sessions. But I must safely say now that thanks to this method, this pseudo e-learning method, we have managed to educate more than 10,000 consultants. And we are in the process of coming up with more content to ensure that consultants are educated in terms of regulatory requirements required by FIMM. Item number 4 is on the FIMM Investment Management Survey. We conducted an investment management survey in 2021 to basically capture the pulse of the investment management industry post-pandemic. Okay, and from that, we have learned about the efforts taken by not just consultants, but also by our members and distributors in accommodating with the pandemic, and also to ensure that business is run as usual and investors are able to conduct their transactions normally. Item number 3 is on the Investor Financial Literacy Survey. We have also conducted an Investors Financial Literacy Survey, which is a spin-off from our nationwide survey, whereby we attempted to address 2 key issues that have cropped up by investors as to why they are not keen on investing in unit trust further, as well as non-investors as to why they feel that there are impediments when it comes to investing in unit trust investments. From this survey, it was quite evident that limited knowledge to it was one of the key issues, and we are already working with our members to ensure that there are more educational materials out there so that investors are able to get access to information to help them make their investment decisions. Item number 2 is basically on the examination evolution. Some of you all may have joined the industry more than 10 years ago or even 20 years ago, where we used to have a pen and paper method in doing our examination. A lot of things have evolved thanks to the pandemic. So while prior to the pandemic we were in a computerized state, today we have gone on a virtual state. And since 2021, we have managed to provide examination facilities and opportunities to more than 30,000 candidates, which has enabled people to sit for the exam at their convenience. This thing is still work in progress, and as we learn more about the benefits of going digitally and virtually, we are trying to make this process even simpler. And lastly, I think one of the key highlights that we did within the last 12 months was on the research on unit trust schemes, fees and charges. I understand that this is an area that has always been an issue of contention with the public as well as among consultants, especially when we talk about sensitive issues like fees and charges. If you have had the chance to read this report, which is available on our website, you would understand that it's not just to address the issue of whether fees and charges are high or low, but it's also to prominently reiterate to the public and consultants on the level of services that you can expect when you pay fees and charges. So if you have had a chance to look at this report, you will see that we have clearly underlined the expectation of what these fees and service charges are for and how it can be used to address investors' concerns. So overall, the last 12 months have been an eventful one for FIMM, and I foresee and I also promise you that within the next 12 months, we plan to set out to do more things for the industry and with the industry. Thank you very much for everyone's support, and I hope we all have a very productive session these next 2 days.